If you've ever wondered when robo-taxis will actually arrive, go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button, folks. Happy hump day. Happy CPI day. Woo. We got some change in the market. Let's go ahead and talk about it. Great to see a whole bunch of returning faces in here. Let's roll.
Welcome to Benzinga Live Trading.
Let's see if this actually kind of comes back.
Way out of control, got way too high.
All right. Hey, I will take that. I will absolutely take that.
Good morning, folks. Bex, Jonathan, Smoke Tuna, Scott, Carmen, Market Sniper, Jane, Awesome, EKS. Good morning. Great to see a whole bunch of returning faces. Well, that CPI print that the market seemed to be waiting for, we got it. Let's bring on 13, the analysis extraordinaire. You like how I'm billing you now, 13, with just nothing but positivity?
I appreciate it, but you're overselling me.
Felipe, I've never heard this one before. Who ordered the large pizza with extra dumperonis as the market continues to pound lows here? Never heard that one, Felipe. Points for creativity. Let's roll. All right, let's go ahead and bring up the SPY chart here. Really quickly, as a reminder, I know you folks all know, stream is sponsored by Trade the Pool. It is the best prop firm out there, and it allows you to easily get over that 25K day trading threshold if that's something that's bothering you. Also, if you need more buying power, they can help you with that. They give us picks and plays, and they often stop by here and help us out. So really good stuff, really good guys. Check them out if you need it. Okay, 13. So here we go. Looking at the SPY here, this candle is indicative of exactly what's going on right now. Sure looks like we are breaking out of this pattern. One of the things that I had been saying yesterday on both live trading and happy hour, actually, I think I forgot to mention it on live trading, but this bar right here, oh no, we talked about it in Anne-Marie's segment. I figured it out. This bar right here, we have been, the last 3 days have been inside this range. Today, finally here, we're actually breaking to the bottom, or breaking the bottom end of that range. Excuse me, easy for me to say. To me, to my eye, it sure looks like 508.50 is coming up here. That's going to be our 50-day moving average. I would expect a test there, perhaps some support there. What say you?
Yeah, that looks like the next level that the price is going to come down to test. It broke down through the 512 level that I've been talking about recently after we, if we were going to get a breakdown beneath 515.50. Well, that happened this morning. Got down to 512, found some support, started trading back up above 513, but it wasn't enough. We rolled over. We're headed lower. I think you're right. The 50-day SMA right around that 508.50 level that I have, that's up next for a test.
Okay, awesome. 13, I know you're going to love this. Carmen says, love 13. So glad he came on the show. That makes
thank you, Carmen.
At least two of us. I'll say this. I've met a lot of people in this business over the years that I have been in it, and 13 is right there at the top. So I am glad that he joins us too. And I'm really glad that you share all the information that you think about. That's my favorite part. You're a thinker. You're a thinker, and you share what you're thinking, and that helps everybody. So keep it up. Okay.
Thanks for all the love on a red day.
I was going to say, enough embarrassing 13 here. Let's go ahead and take a look at the mover stool. Now, here's the thing. With the SPY, we're going to go over and take a look at some of the junkier stocks. But for the SPY here, one of the big things here is I'm going to be watching this today. I'm going to be watching how some of the other stocks behave around this. I really want to see how tech does today. I want to see if this is kind of a broad sell-off. I want to see if we bounce. There's a lot of stuff that I want to see before I actually trade it. One of the things that we've noticed recently is that even when the market is kind of not a lot going on, or there doesn't really seem to be great setups, sometimes these junkier stocks are what's providing the move. So I'm going to try to keep an eye on everything that's going on. Some days it looks like not a whole lot's going on, and then we have a flurry right around the open, and then it dries up. So that's kind of just what I'm looking at here. I will, no matter what's going on here today, I will pretty much be keeping one eye on the SPY. I know that rhymes, but I didn't try to do that. So, okay, let's flip over and take a look at some of those junkier names. I'm sorry, what was that?
Just wanted to point out, thinking about it, and mentioning 510 on the SPY. I think that's potentially a level that will get some support from if we start trading down towards the 50-day SMA a little bit further. I do see 510 being a level of support in some capacity. I still think that 508.50 is a bit of a stronger level, but I'm not shining 510. I think that's a good level.
Okay, let's see what level we end up getting. SPY actually, by the way, right now bouncing off looks like what, 511? 511 and a half. We'll see we'll see where the SPY is when we open. Excuse me. Okay. Getting back to some of the smaller, junkier names here on the movers tool. First one here is going to be ADIL. This ticker should look familiar to you because we actually had a huge run on this when we did an exclusive the last time. So when I saw this moving here this morning, I was like, is our news desk team at it again? Well, yes, they were. More exclusive news here today at 30 minutes prior to the PR, folks. 30 minutes prior to the PR. ADIL Pharmaceutical announces a peer-reviewed publication highlighting promising safety data and high patient compliance in a clinical trial of one of its treatments for alcohol use disorder. Hey, take a look here at the chart. We have another strong move going on here in the pre-market. Looks like you actually, this was that initial candle right here. This is that, let me zoom in so it's even easier. This is that initial candle right here when we released our exclusive. Here's the start of when the PR came. Stock is going higher. Boy, I tell you what, Benzinga Pro subscribers got an opportunity for all you early birds out there today. Would love to hear how you did on this. If you missed it, don't worry because we might have another opportunity here today. You can see in the pre-market, ADIL's pulled back towards the 50-day, towards the VWAP here and has bounced each time. If it comes down and tags it, let's see if it does that again. This is the pattern that I'm going to be looking at here. Now, you got anything here? You got any plan or levels here on ADIL? For me, well, as long as we stay up here 13, I think 250 is going to be a spot. Before, I would imagine we're going to see that again. And then really the other thing that I'm going to be looking for on the downside here is going to be what happens at the VWAP and then what happens at these points where the stock reversed already in the pre-market.
Yeah, so this is moving on a peer-reviewed publication highlighting data and patients' compliance for alcohol disorder treatment. So this is one that we've talked about before. This could actually be something very, very important if this treatment continues to be developed and work out the way it's intended. 3.9 million shares in the float, had a reverse split on August 7th for 25. I do think that you're right. 250 is a pretty important level. As you can see from the price action we've had today, we got up above that, but we couldn't. We got the first initial move above it, went through and closed above it, but since then we haven't been able to close above 250 for the past 20 minutes since then. So that to me lends to the credibility of 250 being an important level. We close above that. The next one I have for an upside level would be 315.
Okay, so let's see if we get 315 here today. That would be a monster move in ADIL. Be a monster move. Good morning, Andy.
Hey, Andy.
Good morning, mighty soldiers. How you doing here today? Robert Butler, I actually really like this comment. I love days like today.
Yeah.
I wait for moments like this to buy the dip. So Robert, looks like you are already in buying mode. You're just kind of waiting for your setup. Jane here looks like hit ADIL. Guess what, Jane? We're going to start off with the register ring on a Wednesday. That's how we do things around here.
And it's trying to push through 250 right now.
Smoke Tuna saying, ADIL, push, push, push. Let me close my bag. So it looks like Smoke Tuna, you were holding a negative position here, holding a bag, if you will.
Oh, it's doing great right
since
now.
the last time that we traded this and might get bailed out here today. Love that. Smoke Tuna, keep us posted on that. Okay. Just CPI is already out, man. That is that already came out, sent the market lower here.
Yeah.
And just in case you missed that, real quick, I'll go ahead and give you that here. CPI month over month for March plus 0.4% versus the 0.3 estimate. CPI year over year for month year over year for March 3.5 versus the 3.4 estimate. Month over month for March. Yeah, I already read that one. And then CPI, the core CPI year over year for March 3.8 versus the 3.7 estimate. So hot on all of those. Hot on all of those. Down we go in the market. Okay, let me go back to the movers tool. We'll take a look at the next one here. Got WNW. Okay, Miwu Technology. I actually didn't see this one when I first looked at the movers tool. This might be making kind of a recent move here. Do we have news on this one?
Yeah, I didn't see this one either. This must be a new addition to the scan.
Yeah, it looks like just some forum uploads here early in this morning. I think this is a Chinese name, is it not? Yes, it is. So here you go. Chinese name moving here today. Pretty big move. I'd be really careful with this. Stock went from $1 to $3, and it's back to $1.75. So you can see the movement that we've got here already.
This company has an online food retail store and franchise restaurants. They operate. That's what they operate. So I don't know how good the restaurant business is over there right now. I can't imagine it's doing too great given their economic situation.
Yeah, me either.
So I don't know about this one. I don't even know what's really driving it. I'd have to read through all these publications to find out what's going on, but couldn't tell you, to be honest.
Sorry, one sec.
Does have a 2.87 million share float, so not going to be very difficult to move around. As far as reverse splits go, they did.
Oh, we're dropping here. We might lose this sideways area right here as we're talking about it. Well, yeah, I don't think that, Jimmy, if you're talking about this one, I don't think this is any good either.
They regained compliance. Okay.
Yeah, I don't think this is.
Thank you for that, Smoke Tuna. So that's going to be something that'll definitely move a low float stock like this around. I just don't know how much strength it's going to have. Like it looks like it was trading up to $3 earlier this morning, or when was this?
Yeah, this actually looks like it went above $3. So it looks like we printed 305.
Okay, so it's come in since then. It doesn't look like it's really coming back. I don't know. I don't think this is really worth keeping an eye on. I think there's some better names we could look at.
Okay, let's do that then. Let's look at some of the other better names. And the other thing is here with everything that's going on, some of these junkier names might kind of fall by the wayside when the market actually opens. We might have some better, more legit. I hesitate to even use that. We might have some better trades to make.
Out of the four that I was looking at this morning, half of them have news. So there you go.
Yeah. So there we go. Okay. Next one here real quick is going to be Nano Labs. This is ticker NA. This here spiked up just past 250, just shy of 260. Came back into the VWAP. It's been kind of oscillating back and forth, although it looks like it wants to break down now. Let's see if that holds when the market actually opens. Here's another one of these. Now, this did have news on Monday after hours, but I don't know if that's still driving it here today. So I'm tempted to say this is one of the ones with just no news on it.
It's got no news.
Yeah, there you go.
They did have a string of filings, didn't look through those. They do have a 35 million share float, so not as easy to move around as some of these other ones that we've been looking at. Yeah. But this is if I recall correctly from what I was reading, this is a integrated circuit manufacturing company in China.
Okay. There you go. Next on the list here is going to be ICCT. This is iCore Connect. This also popped up as high as 180, straight rejected at 180. We came back here, retraced about 70% of the move. We are below the VWAP and looking to break lower here at 130. To me, 130 at the downside spot here is the one to watch. If it breaks that, we want to wait for this to firm up. If we take a look here at the news tab, again, got nothing on this one. So this just looks to be moving with momentum or technicals or something like that. You got anything else on ICCT?
Yeah, no news. 7.9 million share float. This is an old girlfriend that we've traded before.
I forgot about that. We have traded ICCT before. Yeah. Well, shame on me for not mentioning that.
I think we may have traded this back in January or December. I'm not sure, but anyway, this is something we've all seen before. Move on to scanners. Don't know what the news is on this. Yeah.
ICCT, historically, bears eat it every time. You take a look at the daily chart, that it becomes visually apparent. Every time we pop, we are sold almost either the same day or we gap down the next day. Is something Jay Rice has been talking about with some of these smaller names all the time. Smoke Tuna's telling you this is specific for ICCT. You can clearly see it on the daily chart. So again, just be careful with this one. I know we're starting to peak a little bit here. Just be careful.
It looks like it's about to head down to the 130 level, whereas that's pretty much the last level of support before it's going to look for more support lower around 110. So not looking great. Well below its VWAP, breaking down moving averages. You'd have to wait for this one to open and see how it trades before even considering getting into this.
Indeed. Next here is going to be ABVC. This is ABVC Biopharma. By the way, I know we're under 4 minutes here till the market opens.
Yep.
We will be ready for that. ABVC here spiked as high as 160, back down here at 130. This also looks to have a downside spot of about 130. This one here, flipping over to the news, we actually had news on here. So how about that? Maybe this will be one that for us to trade. ABVC Biopharma executes a global licensing term sheet for oncology hematology products, expecting licensing income of 55 million and royalties of up to 50 million. So what do you think about ABVC here, 13?
Well, I think if their their hopes and dreams work out like the way that they're planning, it's going to turn out pretty well for them. This is a licensing term sheet. It doesn't mean that they're getting the revenue that they're expecting. It just means that they have a plan. So that's about as far as I'm looking at with this. It's going to move this because it's only got a 7.7 million share float. It did a 1-for-10 reverse split back in July. But I don't really think that's going to have any bearing on the movement today. It really just comes down to the fact that they say, here's our plan for what we how we want to license our product. Here's what we intend to get or plan to get from that. And that's about all I'm looking at it in terms of a trade here. They're just planning on making revenue.
There you go. Next here is going to be INAB. This also had news here. Innate Bio shares trading higher after the company announced new preclinical data for one of its drugs here. This happened in the after hours yesterday. We actually double topped at about 160. Today, we started to leak. We've tried to bounce once, but we're really almost round tripping all the way back down to that 110 spot here, ticker INAB. Got to see this firm up and got to see some buying volume come in here to feel any good about this one. Already given up some of its move here on that news from the after hours yesterday.
I'm not sure about this one at all. Preclinical data. So they haven't spent money to find out through any phase of any clinical trials to find out if this is safe for patients, if the efficacy or anything. I think it's just a bit of a pump piece.
Yeah, I mean, I'm reading through it here. It looks like enhancement of gamma delta T cells against leukemia cells demonstrated an average of 1.8x increase in tumor killing capacity across all 3 AML cell lines. So
that's great.
Yeah,
that's great. But how well does it work in humans?
Yeah,
is it safe?
That's valid point. 13, valid point. Okay, it looks like cattle's getting mentioned here. CADL looks like this has been one of those stocks that's really kind of been returning to where it came from. Although it is popping here this morning. Keep an eye on this one. I would say again, I'd be careful with this one. And then Jay Rice. Jay, I know, man. Christmas morning's got to start for you tomorrow, right? Masters tomorrow. I can't wait. CGC, Jay saying, say good night to the pot names. Jay, I got to be honest with you. That short that you had, that you gave live in here, that was money. I didn't take it, and I should have. Awesome job on CGC. How much do you have left of your position? Are you kicking out the rest of it here today? Would love to know how you're thinking on this. Continuing to go ahead and get it. Okay. We're about to open. I'm going to flip over to my scanner at first, and then we'll move over to trade the pool and actually execute some trades. Let's see what we got here today. I know it's a bit of a slow morning, but we're going to stay optimistic until things really go off the rail, if they do. ADIL actually looking like it might be trying to break through the highs here.
Good. We're open. We
are open, folks.
315 upside target for ADIL.
Sally mentioning that DXY. I didn't even look at that here today. Shame on me, Sally. Thanks for reminding us. You're mentioning that it's holding an interesting level. Good spot here, Sally. It's definitely holding this 50 level. We talk all the time about round levels being important. Sure looks like this one's holding it. Let's take a look at the 15-minute chart. Hey, looks like we actually got some support around this level the last time, too. Keep an eye on this. Maybe this does bounce here today. Good shot, Sally. Yeah.
Okay, I was just wondering for a second here because I was looking at the S&P 500 on the 5-minute chart. And it didn't look like there was any price action. I was about to ask if you guys were getting anything. We're not moving very much.
No, we're not moving. You're right about that. I do see some action here, but you're right, 13. It is not moving a whole lot.
So we got a little bit of a higher print in ADIL. 270 is the one I got now. pretty good volume right now for this one.
Looking around here, VIX up at a 16, almost 16 and a half on the VIX. Apple lower, Tesla lower, but starting to bounce here.
The
WNW on my scanner. This might be curling back to the VWAP here. WNW.
Here we go with ADIL. We're making new highs slowly.
I don't want to try some of this.
Cattle, wow. Right up to the 200 EMA.
Yeah, I'm gonna try some WNW right here. Let's see if 180 snaps. There's some size here, and they're trying to hit it. I normally don't take the trade this early. Let's see what happens here at this 180 spot. This is interesting. 212's where that VWAP is at. I think this could probably run to that if we take this out here.
Heed Smoke Tuna's words. As soon as you think it's going to go up to a certain level, you're probably going to get smacked. So just keep that in the back of your head.
This is WNW refreshing 180 right here.
Lion Atlas mentioning PWP. I think that's the congressman one, right?
Yeah, PWP is Gottheimer's play. I'll take a look at that here in a sec. WNW, this is moving up here. 190, folks. Here we go. Let's see if we can go to that VWAP here. This is a good hit out of the gate here. Let's see. $2 has got some size. I definitely want to see if we can get up there, but I really don't want to give any of this back.
CADL, real quick. If this can hold 510, then I think we could go higher. I mean, it's spiked higher as I was speaking, but 510 is the support level I'd be looking at for this one if we get a pullback here on CADL.
Okay. 189. Okay, I'm actually going to take WNW off. This is we're going to come back to this one. I have a suspicion that this is going to come back in little scalp there. I'll try it a little bit higher size the next time. Now that we have some profit, there it goes as it comes back in. But we were able to hit that there. INAB, this is also off the scanner. This looks like this is going lower. PWP, this is the one that we were talking about the other day. What are we? Oh, I have to get the right ticker in here. That would help. PWP, what are we doing here today? Looks like a little bit lower here today on PWP.
Yeah, Smoke Tuna, you're right. CADL 550 wall. That's another upside target that I have. So we just barely hit it. After that, I have 580.
ADIL still holding up here on that 260. I've got size there, 260, 265 ADIL. CADL. Nice move. Smoke Tuna, man, you were on this right before that market opened. Big pop up there to 540. Big pullback down here to 5. Wow, big range.
Yep, down to that. It's right beneath the 510 area. So it needs to get back above that before this 5-minute candle closes, or else we could be headed lower.
Oh, Jay, I missed this earlier. I'll sell some more puts today on CGC. Still got 80%. Great trade, Jay.
Nice.
Great. I mean, I should have followed you in that one. I should have followed you in. That was well done. Well done.
ICCT breaking down beneath that level. The 200 EMA.
Yeah,
like it's headed lower.
I was just going to say, to my eye here, sure looks like we're going lower here. All support levels just got broken. I mean, I guess maybe it reclaims it and bounces here, but I'm with you, 13. I think this goes lower before it goes higher. Apple, 168 moving lower. Might get that 165 here today. Interestingly enough, looking at some of these other stocks with the CPI print, Goldman Sachs bank here, weak out of the gate on ticker GS. Sorry, I think I ran you over there, 13. What was that?
No, I was just saying great. I want that weakness.
Oh, with Apple. Yeah, gotcha.
Here's one that's interesting because we had earnings this morning. Delta Airlines, DAL. We had the earnings are good, and then it sort of started selling off into the open. Now we're blasting off out of the open. So Delta Airlines looks pretty strong for the moment. Like ICCT is trying to recover, but the volume just doesn't look great. I'm about ready to take this thing off my screen. BSGM. This one's from yesterday. I was going to say this is a name from yesterday. Halted to the upside.
ADW looking like you're doing WNW here. Nice. Let's see if we can actually go through that here. I'm interested to see what this does at the VWAP. VWAP has come in from 212 to 206 here. I do see size at 2. I would imagine if we take out this entire group of sellers at 2, this is probably going to go straight to that VWAP. I know it's only 8 cents away from that, but that would be my guess here. This comes back in and flags. Maybe we can reload. You were stopped on this. Okay. Well, hey, at least you had a profit there.
Looking to see if ADIL is going to roll over or if it's just trying to, consolidate some more before it breaks out.
Well, it's coming.
It's looking not great right now. Got to hold this 230, I think, if we're going to continue with the upside.
Yes, sir. And I have 231 as your VWAP here, ticker ADIL.
We're getting notice about
NA.
Yeah, Nanolabs popping, and then Lion Atlas was also mentioning Chevron.
Nanolabs, by the way, right back here to the VWAP. Lion Atlas. Good morning, Lion. CVX here. This daily chart looks pretty good here. I think if you got to be an oil bull to like this long, right? WNW getting mentioned again here. Here we go. Let's see what we do. Let's see if we take 2 out here. Not yet.
To me, Chevron looks like it. It might be bumping up its head up against a trend line here. I'm not sure about CVX at the moment. It looks like it could come back in and then go higher, but we'll see. ADIL breaking down.
I took some more WNW here for a potential 2 break. I probably shouldn't have. I kind of got a crappy fill on it. Now it's coming back in. I don't think this is over yet, though. Let's see.
Nanolabs still trying to push. It's got some consolidation from pre-market to get through, right about where it is and where it topped out at between 2 and 215. Should be a bit of a struggle for it to get through, but once it does, it might start moving better.
IFBD getting mentioned. Jonathan got his eyes on the ex-girlfriends here. Okay, we lose this here, 185, and I still think this is going to make another run at 2, and I want to stay in it. I have a little bit of profit from that first trade, but man, oh man, did that not work? Oh, brutal. So when we were talking about some of the other trading some of these names, now I know I definitely took the upside break here, and I've got no one to blame but myself for that one. But when we were talking about this, and we were saying one of the reasons why you want to stay, one of the reasons why I like to have tight stops is because I don't go through pullbacks like this. Now, I still think that this is likely going to re-challenge that $2 level. This would really have to die out for that to I don't know if that's going to happen here. We'll see. If it loses 170, that'll be the dead drop here.
BSGM is unhalted, and it is whipping around.
I'll flip over to that here in a sec. Just want to get a stop in here in case this doesn't work, man. Gave all those gains right back. Even added to this one.
BSGM's not halted yet, but I mean, this keeps this up. It could. Life
W being mentioned here. I'm actually going to take this. I'm either going to get stopped out or this is going to bounce. Man, WNW. Rough second buy. I'm sorry, folks.
Nanolabs still chewing its way through that pre-market.
This was good. This one was actually good. Let's see, what else do we have here? How did cattle hold up? What was the other one that you were mentioning?
ICCT, I think. BSGM. That was
that was the one that was unhalted. That's what it was. Yeah. BSGM.
It's whipping around. Got as high as 225, which is a level that I had. Now it's trying to move higher again. I also think that which one is it? I think CADL. That one's also trying to recover, recapture VWAP. So some of these that got smacked down, look for their return.
NA here through the VWAP, looking like this is coming back into the VWAP here. Careful on NA. That upside spot here, I've got this at 243. I guess we could call it 245 as well. Stopped out of WNW. Rough buy on that break. Sorry, folks. At least we minimized it on the front side. Trying to go for more. Trying to go for too much there, I think. GS lower, Tesla going lower. So Tesla, after its bounce here, moving lower. Watch that 171 area. ENXP getting mentioned. That's one we haven't seen in a bit. Oh, this is just a 7. Why are we even bringing this up?
I don't know.
This is 17-cent stock. Nobody's trading this. Here's that DXYZ. Sally, you had mentioned this holding that $50 level earlier.
Looks
It's
like
definitely done that. It's bouncing here. But look at the spread on this thing.
Looks like ADIL's gonna be continuing to move down. If we keep getting weakness in this one, I'd be looking for support around 165
Stock
and
spread $2.
135.
ADIL you're looking at?
I was. It's looks like it's breaking down.
Yeah, that
and
is absolutely breaking through the view app.
And I was just given some support targets.
WNW just flushed me out. We'll see here.
Lots of Smoke Tuna was right. I mean,
Yeah,
lots
early.
of things gonna kind of rug pull on us. So just gotta be careful.
SMCI. Jay saying NVIDIA SMC, good call from Triple D. They went green. I missed Triple D's call. What was it? Was he just saying that the chips were going to go green? Was there something else attached to it? What was that? I did miss that here this morning as I was handling some other stuff. Everything looks like it's going lower here now.
Yeah, I was just looking at several that had a pretty good setup to go higher, and then I just rotated through them again. They all have these knives.
Yeah,
they're all just knifing.
And you know what's funny is I'm actually looking at the stocks that I normally like, bigger stocks like Tesla, Apple, Costco, Amazon, all the other stocks that all of them look like they're going lower here and rolling over. Might be one of those days, or at least for the first part of the market here. We'll see. MDIA. This is not. How did it get VSTM? MDIA, this is pushing up here through that VWAP now. Vink being mentioned. This got destroyed recently. This really kind of came back in. Maybe we're getting a bounce here in Vink.
I didn't want to really talk about this one because I think it's kind of a weird name. But you remember Marin Software? MRIN, M-R-I-N. This one's moving this morning. Yeah.
Yeah.
This one's moving this morning. This one used to be like a lot more. It's so beat up. I just don't know if this is gonna get back up to where it used to be. But I think it was like back in 2021 or 22. This thing was a big name that we were trading.
Alex, sorry I missed this when you first asked this. Oops. Hey guys, started watching last week and learning a lot. Good. Hope you enjoy yourself. What app should I try paper trading with? So I can't really, whatever broker you want to use, whatever broker you feel good about should have some type of paper trading feature attached to it, whether it be Thinkorswim. You use Webull, right? Don't they have paper trading 13?
Yes.
Yeah, so I think I know Moomoo does. I think pretty much any broker that you want to actually go with a funded account will also give you the opportunity to paper trade. Big takeaway here is I would practice on the software that you're going to use in real life, or if that makes sense. I would just use paper trading to get familiar with your order entry tools and your platform. Should make your job of trading easier. So that'd be the only recommendation. Almost all of them have it.
MDIA upside target I have is 475, but if it might have trouble at 460.
Christoph, depends on where you live too, right? You might be only able to use certain brokers. Other brokers might have a deal. This is a really good point. Okay. Only green names on my scanner so far are Adil, and this is coming back in. MRIN, which is going past the VWAP here, and NA, which has been one of the biggest movers here.
Yeah, it looks like it's trying to push up again. Don't like that last 5-minute candle, though.
On NA?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so this is interactive brokers also being mentioned. Johnny bringing up something here that I think I have a solution for. Paper trading on Thinkorswim is super laggy executing orders. You got to request real-time stream on support also. So they will give you real-time quotes if you fund an account. So even if you fund a $500 account, starter account, and then you don't use it and use paper trading, you'll still have real-time quotes. So you can definitely get these, but you got to make sure that you're in real time. Trading with a delay, paper trading with a delay, I'm not even sure there's a value there.
Yeah.
Dude's handle here mentioning ADIL is breaking down. That lost the VWAP, and actually this looks like this is going lower here.
Yeah. I'm looking at BSGM right now, seeing if this is going to break above the 212 level that it's been, kind of messing with this morning. I'd like to see it get through that and 225. If we get through 225, I'd be looking forward to 280. This has some decent volume, unlike some of these other ones we've been looking at. CADL actually had a nice move back up through 5. So that one could be another good one too.
Jay saying NVIDIA, the new Apple hotel. So are you saying that NVIDIA is the flight to safety like Apple used to be, Jay? Is that kind of what you mean by that? If that's what you're saying, what's that? 13?
Apple, the flight to safety?
No, I think I'm asking Jay if what he's saying is that NVIDIA is the new flight to safety. Yes, and
gotcha.
Jay says yeah. So Apple used to be the flight to safety, right? Doesn't look like that's the case anymore. Maybe NVIDIA is kind of taking that moniker. When you look at Apple versus NVIDIA today, I mean, and NVIDIA is strong and Apple is extremely weak. Apple looked like this is going lower. We might get our 165 here today, 13.
That'll be tasty.
That would be tasty. Take a bite of the apple at 165.
Exactly.
That was just too easy.
Yeah. Gonna have some apple pie later.
There you go. NA back to the VWAP might be trying to go higher here. We shall see.
Smoke Tuna mentioning Marin. That is pushing up higher. 60 cents. It looks like it's the next level here. Maybe 59. All right, BSGM. Here we go. Let's get up through 225, please.
Zippity Doodah does not like Apple, I'm judging. Bruised crapple. BSGM. Okay, let's take a look at that. This is where the volume is. So,
no, that's fine. You can say all you want about Apple. I'm not a fan of the company. I just want to make money off it.
Yeah, let it come in.
Mm-hmm. I love it when some of my family members are all, ratting on me, or not ratting, but just give me a hard time because I have a Samsung. And I'll be like, well, I own the stock, so technically you guys are paying me.
Yep. I've been saying for a while, use the Samsung phone, own Apple stock.
Yep. BSGM still having a hard time with 225, but it's trying to push through it.
There it goes. Right up to 225. We're at that block and gone. That just ate it. That just, in a blink of an eye, that was gone.
Yep. Nom nom to that one.
Nom nom to that one. See if WNW is getting rolling. No, this is just continuing to drift lower here. Okay.
Wisdom, that's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah, that is awesome. So that's a split in there.
All right. Well, BSG
MDIA, this move. This was a good one. Nice for whoever hit this one. Yeah, I wasn't on this one.
You ever see those movies where some people, they just, get out of the of harm's way and the door closes right behind them?
Yeah.
That was me just now at BSGM. Oh, what a pull.
Hey, got to be nimble.
You got to be nimble, especially with this print.
Cattle trading up back up to its highs here. Looks like a little spread.
550, that's the level it's got to break. It couldn't get up to 550, got up to 548, but 550 is the level the upside target I have to get through. After that, it's 580. Looks like ICCT is trying to turn around. I still don't have a conviction on this right now. It could get back up to maybe 150. But
I'm not buying it until it takes
Yeah.
this VWAP out. We actually saw on WNW, remember, we kind of saw this trying
Yeah.
to push through its high and its VWAP, and the rejection was fierce. So until this can actually clear that range out, I'm not buying it on ICCT.
If somebody sees something different in ICCT that lets you trade it, go for it. This one's not going to be for me. I just don't trust this right now.
Yeah. Yep.
I don't ever want to say it's not tradable or it's not worth trading, but somebody else might find value in it and make money off it. So
RVMD, this is Revolution Medicines here. This stock $3 move already. Was there news on this RVMD?
NA might be getting ready to push up through 220.
No, this didn't have news yesterday. This had news yesterday. Okay, I don't think that news is fresh, but some continuation here on volume RVMD. I'm sorry, what was the ticker that you were just looking at?
NA.
NA?
Mm-hmm. It's got a nice bull pennant kind of forming here. So the wicks on this thing don't look great, but I'm just kind of putting this out there. Like this looks like it's setting up to take out 220 and maybe go a bit higher. Can't say that it's going to happen though. The volume isn't looking too great.
Yeah, it's just pinned right here on the VWAP. IFBD, that did go higher here. Some of the other stocks that we're taking a look at. MDIA pulling off of its highs here. Let's take a look at ADIL.
Great call on that MDIA.
Yeah, ADIL's trying to retake its VWAP here. We'll see if it ends up doing that. BSM from the scanner.
I'm liking that we're actually still finding stuff on such a day. Good stuff.
Yeah,
guys.
I mean, we'll see how long this lasts. We've seen the scanner dry up. That's one of the reasons why I wanted to take that first trade so early, is because I just wasn't sure what the day was going to look like. Unfortunately, I gave it all back on my second trade.
So
AEHR, that's a little pull there.
All right. What are you going to do, Cattle? So, yeah, I think that's the two to watch right now. At least that's what I'm watching is CADL and NA.
You feel good about that upside break, though? I mean, I
Which
don't.
one? CADL?
On cattle, yeah. I mean, each time it's traded up to this area, it's really been rejected and come back in. I'd rather wait for a reload area here.
I mean, let's look at those wicks. That kind of gives me a pause getting into this. I'd like to see it get above the 200 EMA, because every time it seems like we trade above that, we just get smacked down right beneath it. So 200 EMA on the 5 minute is what I want to see the price close over first. EKS mentioning airship. I noticed that one was moving this morning, but it just
look at
didn't
IFBD.
have the greatest
Look
volume.
at IFBD. This is going here. Who mentioned this earlier? This was a great spot. Or was this Jonathan earlier? Jonathan, you were on to this. Awesome stuff. IFBD. I'll tell you what, if you're in this move, trim into this move. This is a big, big pop here. Good stuff. Good stuff on IFBD right there.
Get those winners, guys. Kind of just looking around to see if any of these things are doing a thing. I still think that NA might want to push up here. It just needs to get a little bit more volume, but it's looking pretty decent. CADL still not getting above that 200 EMA. ADIL. Looks like ADIL needs to hold that $2 level. Otherwise, we're headed to the 65 EMA on the 5 minute. All right, I think NA might be going here. See if we can break through. Looking pretty good. Oh, we just got a bid to come in and help push it up. So here we go, NA. Looking for some more upside here. Just be careful with this one. It's having some trouble.
I'm sorry. I was reading something else. Which one?
Oh, I was just talking about NA. This one was one of the ones I was watching for that upside. We got a little bit, but it's starting to come back in.
Holding above its VWAP size there at 230.
Yep.
And I'm trying to look around on some of the bigger, more traditional names.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have anything for you. I'm looking.
let me help you out with that because I don't have any active trades happening right now.
I'm just saying, I'm looking around for some of the stocks that I normally check out. Don't really see much of anything here.
What a red day today.
Here, you know what? Let's really quickly check through some of the swings. Jay mentioning that Meta went green. Okay, we'll take a look at that. Let's take a look at some of these here. Where's my chart tool? Boom. All right. We're going to start with Accenture. We've been kind of stalking a swing in here, and look at that. Now we actually have a breakdown from that 200-day. So for me here, next spot's going to be, do we actually come all the way back into the 500 at 500-day at $300, or do we reclaim this 200? So Accenture here, no trade. This candle not looking very good at all.
You know what I want? Yeah, I want that reclaim.
You want the reclaim because that would do the pattern here. So something similar here, ticker AKAM for a potential long swing here. We really want to see the reclaim. Yesterday, we had a really good green candle that took us back to that 200-day, but just a reversal here, kind of negating all of that. So AKAM, this doesn't look ready either, but keep it on your radar. The other one that we took a look at recently was McDonald's, as that broke down through its 500-day. Again, same deal as AKM, had a nice green candle that took us back towards the moving average, but just the inverse of that here today. So none of these swings look like there's any entry, at least not today here.
NA still trying to push up.
Here you go on NA. We'll see if we take this top out. I've got this here at what, 234, it looks like, 234.
ICCT, it's trying to get back up to some of these highs we were putting in pre-market. Still has to a way to go though. 180 is the high that I have from after hours yesterday.
Ex-Sniper asking how Chipotle is doing. Chipotle, if you look at the daily chart here, in fact, I can actually go back to this real quick. Chipotle here is really kind of flagging, right? It's holding this area. Well, the thing for me, remember, this pop came on the announcement of the split, 50-1 split. And I think that's in June. I'd have to double check that, but I think that's in June. I think Chipotle is probably just waiting for that. It's doing a good job here amidst the market kind of pulling back in. But I would imagine Chipotle kind of waiting for that split. I'd like to buy this post-split after it finishes bottoming.
Looks like
Marvell went green. Thank you, Jay. Been looking for some of these.
MDIA is trying to find support at 475. It's testing that right now. If that holds, then we could get a reversal and move back up.
I don't feel good about initiating a new trade here on Marvell, Jay, but nice to see some strength out there somewhere. Nice to see some strength out there somewhere.
Yeah, these setups that look like they're going to break out to go higher. They haven't been materializing.
Yeah, right.
Look at NA. Let's look at NA. We did go higher in the regular session, but now we're coming right back in. Not really much of a breakout there. Same
with WNW. English only, please. English only, please.
Same with CADL. And
yeah, the upside breaks, dude. It's not the environment for that. Not the environment for that.
No, sir.
At all.
No, and that's fine. If trading is light for me today, that's fine too. I can always go find something else to do. I mean, I'm very, very small green today.
I am not. I gave up my green early in the trading account, and the swing account is red. I got red across the board, but it is early. So we shall see if that changes.
ACRV got low volume, but this thing has been moving up ever since we got the market opened.
Yeah, it is very volume there.
Yeah. But it has got
Lassie popping. That was a recent one from earlier this week.
Oh, is she out of the well?
Ooh, yeah, it does. Yeah, this popped though right into that pre-market area. Careful with the 260 area here on Lassie.
Yep, I agree. 260 is going to have the resistance, and the more you look to the left, the more you can see where that resistance comes from. All right, so MDIA kind of consolidating here right now, which is fine. As long as it holds that 475 level, that it can consolidate all at once. That's usually a precedes a breakout move. Just be careful we're not getting the breakouts that we typically see. Man, oh man. Looks like ICCT still pushing up. Didn't have a lot of confidence in this one. It's proven me wrong.
It's actually holding that VWAP too. Maybe it does go.
Mm-hmm. And looks like 550 is the big level to I mean, it's through it now, but it looks like that's now the level for of support.
ADIL. This looks like more of a pullback coming here.
Yep.
MDIA so far doing a good job holding above its VWAP here. See if this ends up pulling here. Bears want to trap more bulls.
I believe
you know, that's a good mention because this is, again, one of the reasons why initiating new positions. That's why I'm being more select. That's why I'm trading junk, right? Because I'm being more selective on some of these bigger names. I don't want to get trapped, Tuna, and I feel like I am. I feel like that's exactly what's going to happen here. So in the meantime, I'll scalp some of the junk until I feel better about it.
And it's the kind of bulls that are the buy the dip bulls. They're the ones they're trapping.
I am a buy the dip bull. No, when I feel really good about the market, I add on weakness. That is a core tenet of trading for me. It's just not working right now.
Zim had a nice bounce off of $10 flat.
Didn't even look at Zim here today.
I had some limit orders out to start
adding.
Oh,
gotcha.
On a daily chart, it's now about to get some support from a trend line that I drew a while back. So we'll see if that holds up. That's why I'm adding, because of the technical move there. NA, nope. Lassie is just really moving now. It got up to 265. Looks like Line Atlas is trading all the energy names.
Is that where the move is?
Well, out of yeah, the XLE is one of the ones that's doing great for me today. Great being relative. Yeah, I still think that we might see that get up to just over 99 and then come back in. We'll have to see.
See how some of those other names are doing.
Yeah, NA coming back in. ADIL looks like it's going lower to that 65 EMA on the 5-minute. ICCT still looks like it's got some upside in it, but I'd be concerned about 160.
An ICCT?
Yes, sir.
We'll see if this actually moves through its VWAP. Some size there at 160. We'll see.
MDIA still consolidating. I think this one could push up because it's holding that 475 level. It's holding VWAP. If it keeps doing this and just keeps making these sideways moves above 475, it could get some buyers to come in and push it up.
MDIA, STFU, you don't need to spam, dude. Just one time. Laura, what are you referring to? What on earth are you referring to, Laura?
I got you, Wisdom. For me on the XLE, I am up almost 27%, but I bought a long time ago too. My cost is 76.82.
IFBD holding up here.
I don't have DMAT, and that's awesome. Nice, Wisdom. ICCT.
Chipotle trying to go green, interestingly enough.
Which one?
Chipotle. Ticker CMG.
Going green. Greenage. What movie?
I don't know.
Twister.
Oh, God.
All right. BSG.
Should have got that one, I suppose.
BSG. That was one of Philip Seymour Hoffman's greatest characters.
Philip Seymour Hoffman's greatest character is without question Gus Arvacados from Charlie Wilson's War. If you have not seen that movie, that is Philip Seymour Hoffman at his very best, in my opinion. It is so
I'll
good.
have to check it out. BSGM, it looks like it's getting some some buyers that come in and help push it back up above VWAP.
Oops.
Not quite above VWAP yet, but it had some movement there. Looks like Chevron is getting some action here, trying to get back up to the intraday highs. It's breaking up over the over VWAP right now.
Laura, we do not do support here on YouTube. They're probably overwhelmed, but try this link right here. Try this link and let me know if this allows you to get in.
Get in the chopper if you want to live.
No, she's having a trouble with the code there, but it's intermittent and it's different for every issue, and she's complaining about not being able to talk to somebody. They're probably overwhelmed. They're probably overwhelmed.
I was just referring to what Wisdom was saying.
Oh, get in the chopper. Okay, my bad. Anyway, this is why we don't do support on the YouTube show. I will have someone reach out to you though. Let me get your name.
Yeah, MDIA. This one is giving me some confidence here.
Let's take a look and see.
It's got a nice formation. Wisdom Commando. All right, MDIA, you got to hold here. Ooh, not a great move. Maybe this is where you want to get in, but I don't know. Don't like it beneath 475. ICCT with a big knife. CBX still pushing up. All right, MDIA trying to retake 475.
Order flow. You want to take a look at Reddit? Guess what? More lows. How long? You think we break 40 today, tomorrow, this week? Bounce, maybe? What do you think? Reddit.
Me? Well, let's see.
Anyone? I think Reddit's going lower. We talked about this. Teens seems like a decent spot for this to go. DJT, the other one, the order flow, wanted to take a look at here. This is really not moving yet. This is all about the momentum. If this doesn't have momentum, I'd say stay away. Doesn't seem to have momentum right now. NVIDIA puts just came across the wire here. Let's see if they were big.
Yeah, I think
not really.
Oh, excuse me. I think Reddit low 20s sounds pretty good. Oh, excuse me. DJT, that one probably won't see a whole lot of movement until maybe July. I would think. I just don't think there's a whole lot of other catalysts regarding the election and Trump coming up until then.
Yeah.
Everything else up until the beginning of June is just going to be primaries, and we already know who the nominees are. So it's going to have to be other news aside from that, that we really can't anticipate.
Yeah, I was going to say, how are you going to predict that?
Yeah.
How are you going to predict that? IFBD new highs here. This was the stock of the day, folks. IFBD. How about that? And BSGM actually has a decent formation here on that intraday chart, holding right above that VWAP.
Yeah. Yep. Lassie got up to 265, coming back in.
That 265 still has size there that stopped it.
Oh man, love you, Zim. Hugs and kisses. All right, so MDIA. This should be the candle that pushes up, and if not, I don't know. At least we got back to 475 and closed above it, or closed right at it. 474, I guess. Great call on CVX line atlas. Wasn't great at the open, but after that sell off and reload, that got pretty well. Airship new highs.
Let me bring Airship up here real quick. Sorry, I'm still handling some other stuff here.
No, Brett, I'm on a 5-minute. I know that some folks like to use a 3-minute. I haven't, started using that yet. I hear good things about it, but for how I traded, the 5 minutes one that's worked for me. And I look at other time frames too. Just not really 3-minute. Okay, what is SPY doing now?
SPY is holding this 514 here. The bounce is starting to slow up though. And NASDAQ holding in here on its bounce, and Dow probably bouncing the best so far.
I'm wondering if we just fill this gap and then we turn around. Because
possibly.
Let's see, what was the low from yesterday? 314.35. Okay, so we're slightly above the gap. So we should be, if that theory holds true, then we should be reversing pretty soon here. Go to a lower time frame and see. Okay. So we'll wait and see if that happens. Oh wow, NA looks like it's done for now. Maybe it bounces off the 200 EMA on the 5-minute, which I have at around 185, but not looking great. ADIL, the fact that it's holding here looks like it could be curling. Maybe give it another 15 minutes to see where it's at. Same thing with BSGM. It's holding these levels. Still beneath VWAP slightly, but it's not going lower.
ADIL might have bottomed here. We might be on a VWAP curl move.
That's kind of what I'm thinking too.
Yeah.
But I want to see it like 2 or 3 more candles.
Yeah, I feel you on that. We just don't want it to break down from here.
Yeah, and I don't want it to break down while I'm in it either.
Wisdom, you're goofy, dude. Awesome, but goofy. Costco bouncing. We talked about some of the defensive names yesterday. How are those doing? So Conagra Brands, one of them, that's down. But holding in Hormel, I think was the other one, right? Is that
HRL?
HRL. That's holding in. Tyson actually moved down, but holding in here.
IFBD, you guys are on it. On it.
Yeah, IFBD, this was it. This is the one I should have traded this morning. Right out of that first impulse move and that hold at VWAP, that was good. That was it.
I mean, if this momentum continues, it's going to go up to 840. We are just about at a resistance level at 690. And let's see if it says screw your resistance level. It's certainly slowing down right up out there. Okay. IFBD 52-week range.
BSGM trying to break out. I'd be careful with this one, though. 225 has the big size there. Here we go.
I see you're talking about with InfoBird. The 52-week range, $3.44 to $516.32.
Oh, that's fun, isn't it? Was there a reverse split in there or something?
It certainly sounds like there should be.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Well, this stock is no stranger to reverse splits. It's done 4 of them.
Oh, the plot thickens.
Yeah, it's done 4 of them in the past 2 years. You have one in 22, 2 in 23, and they just did one last month. There's your answer.
There you go. Smash up the like from my man 13 here. Absolutely love it. You Twitter folks, thanks for hanging out with us here today.
Oh yeah, great to have you guys.
Thanks for hanging out with us here today. Tell you what, we'll try to make the best out of a pretty red day here.
Sure. Hey, ADIL, we might be right about that that curling. It's starting to look a little bit better here.
Let's see what happens when it gets to that VWAP. Might get rejected there again. Now, the last couple of attempts, actually, if you take a look here from today, when we've wicked up to the VWAP, really hasn't shown any strength. We should know pretty quickly if that's going to work or not.
Tarpon 160 saying WNW bottomed.
Oh, let's see.
Look at that.
Did it? We'll see. It might, maybe it did. This still has some weakness though. That VWAP just a big time blocker for it.
Airship low volume, but it's moving up. I have 935 as my upside target for that one.
And for some reason, it loaded the warrants. That's not what we wanted. This actually volume pop here. AEHR. So that knife got rebought, brought it right above VWAP. This actually looking pretty decent here.
Sydney saying that management has 35% of IFBD.
Oh, you guys on the penny stocks. Okay, well, the penny stock's moving. To be fair, penny stock's moving here. It's giving you something.
And Emrin was one of those, old flings that we had way back a couple of years ago. That was a lot of fun to trade, by the way. That was just an absolute rocket.
We talked about GS being really weak out of the open. Dip buyers buying it here. I wonder if that tells you anything for earnings. Jay, are you watching any of the banks here today with the bank earnings coming up? If you look, JPM, same deal.
I mean, a lot of these banks have had really good runs too. So
yeah,
I'd expect some
kind of run into this, yeah. And I mean, the thing is, when you see some of this weakness and it doesn't keep breaking down, that's almost healthy, right? You're just seeing it kind of pull back after a run, but not continue to sell off. That's good.
It's good until that a news catalyst comes out that just scares everybody completely out of it.
Yeah,
that has happened. So getting a little bit of pullback in CVX. Looks like it could just be reloading to go higher.
ACB. So this pot name bucking some of the. We took a look at CGC earlier. That was, oh no, pot name's moving here. Pot name's moving to the upside. Now this is after a sell off here, so we're not at the recent highs yet. Just a little bit of a bounce here. ADIL, but hanging on to that 2 level.
Mm-hmm.
See how that went back up to the VWAP? Didn't quite get there. Gotta get there first. To me, I think you're just guessing at the curl here, right? Like if we can confirm that we can get above the VWAP and stay there, that's one thing. But this curl here, we keep getting rejected as we start to curl up.
I want to. We don't see for me what I would start considering to do with a position in ADIL. That big candle that on that move down that we had shortly after we opened, if we can close above that close, then that would, it's not even up to VWAP yet. That would be a good signal for me.
Now, are you talking about the wick or the body?
I'd say
because if you're talking about the wick, those last 2 up candles, they stopped right at that spot, which is actually pretty cool. I see why you're looking at this right here. That's 216. If you're talking about the body here, that's 222.
Yeah,
and actually stopped it earlier as well.
Yeah, but I'd want to see it close above that candle's close. That's what.
Okay, so the candle close. So you want to see it above the body close then?
Yes.
Okay, so 222 is the level there on ADIL. That gives us a good marker. Market is bouncing here. Market is trading back up. Dip buyers are here. They're here so far. I know it's early in the day, but they are out.
Okay, well, let's see what happens with the SPY once we get up to 515.50. I'm going to be curious to see the price action around that.
Emrin getting mentioned here. Penny stock continues to move here on Emrin, MRIN.
Yeah.
Continuing.
You're going to get $1, folks? Was it up to 74 now? Cents?
BRB 1 second.
Sure. BSGM. This is getting a little interesting here. I think once we move above, what is this? 212 to 215. That'd be interesting. Could get this going. 225 is the level we need to close over in BSGM. Been rejected there twice today and hasn't been able to get back above that yet. VKTX. Oh, Ryan needs to come back. VKTX is doing a thing. Let's take a look here at that. Catching a bit. Okay, I can see how we've kind of bottomed here and it's trying to turn around. So with VKTX, once we get to 70, we're going to chew through about $1 of consolidation there in the pre-market. That's the resistance I'd be looking at. If we chew through that, then next level is going to be above 72. Hey, there you are. We were just talking about VKTX catching a bit.
Oh, what happened with VKTX? Broke down.
Yeah, and it's looks like it's getting a bit of a curl going on there.
Well, here, let's go to a bigger chart here and let's assess where we're at and talk about potential spots. How about that? I'm gonna flip. Oops.
Take care, Walker, and sorry to hear about your portfolio. There'll be other days.
Yeah, that happens. It's how you bounce back from those days that defines you defines how you go forward. Something like that. I'm sorry. All right. VKTX here. So here's the thing. Level for me, 69. Maybe want to tighten that up a little bit. Look at the bottom of some of these candles, maybe 61.5. But this right here, I think if it loses this, I'd be very, very concerned. If it comes back into the bottom of this island here, maybe we get another bounce towards the top there. For me, this is a wait and see on VKTX.
Look at Lassie. It's really trying to take out 265. It has been up there multiple times and getting rejected. Yeah,
so there it is, running right up to that 265.
I have to think that, well, I mean, I'm not sure if it's going to be able to break out or if it's going to break down, given how low the volume is, but it really wants to take out 265. It just doesn't have the volume at the moment. And I was looking at CVX a second ago. That one, CVX looks interesting. It still hasn't, it's still going to need to get quite a bit of a good amount of volume in order to get back up to 163 where it was in the pre-market. You have a lot of consolidation, supply if we're getting back up there. That's why it's been rejected twice today at the 162.75 level because of that consolidation.
Order flow. When's the split for Chipotle? It's in June. I think it's June 18th. There you go, though.
Airship got up to 925, and then it just came back down to VWAP.
Still low volume. It had a little bit of a volume increase there. Lion Atlas taking a look at FCX. Commodity still strong.
MDIA, it's looking pretty interesting. It looks like it wants to take out that 517, but it just hasn't gotten back up there yet. It's got the support from the 475, so we got that coming back down to VWAP right now. This is indicative of days like this. But
IINN just reclaimed the VWAP. We're right there too. IINN, low volume, but this did pop earlier.
Yeah, MDIA just trying to get above 5 and close above 5 right now.
Order flow, you're correct. Sally, I love this comment here. I absolutely love this comment here. This is what I did too. I look at my day job as a hedge to my trading. No matter what happens during morning trading, I know my afternoons will be green. Look, for any of you that are newer or really want to make this a career, I highly advise that you have some other form of income so that you can do exactly what Sally is telling you to do. Days where I am trading really poorly or things just aren't going my way, like the current environment that we're in, man, oh man, am I thankful I have another stream of income. Sally's dropping some wisdom here for you. So,
yeah, diversify your income.
Yeah, always look for new. What isn't Warren Buffett said? If you got to find a way to make money while you sleep, otherwise you'll work until you die. I think that's what the quote is. Multiple income streams. That's what you want. Here we go on IINN. This is starting to push away here. And volume flow is not great, though.
I still think
Ryan, Voodoo's saying, Ryan, I traded gold futures this morning. How was that going? Picked up 5 points on one contract. That can be pretty nice there. Exited too quickly. It ran another 15 points. Sounds like you pulled one of the trades that I do.
Oh yeah, I've sold too early before on some.
Yeah, you know what though? If I'm making profit trade after trade, I'm okay if I'm leaving stuff on the table. It's when my success rate starts to come in where I start to then press on the trades that I was winning on. That can go against you, actually.
Imagine having a successful trade and still being able to analyze what you did wrong so you can get improve your upside.
Oh yeah. That's what we all strive for. ICCT right at VWAP, folks. Hey, I like this one. Work for your money until your money works for you. Love that.
ADIL took $2 again. Might be turning around. We'll have to wait and see.
The last time we thought this was curling, it moved lower. I'm going to stick with my initial call here. I'm not going to believe this stock, if you will, until it shows me something at the VWAP. That's what I need to see. That is what I need to see.
Well, that's fine.
That beach bum saying, Ryan, make money while you sleep on the beach, right? You know what? I'm not an outdoor beach sleeper. If I'm out sleeping outdoors, I need to have a tent. I don't like bugs and insects and sand.
Do you like sun?
I mean,
searing down on your body if you fell asleep. You wake up looking pink as hell. You wake up looking about as red as this market today.
Oh boy.
BSGM, man, this thing still wants to try to get back up to 225. But kind of looks like it's going to roll over. If it's not going to make that move that we're looking for, it's just, traders are going to get tired of waiting for this thing to make the moves. They're going to start leaving it, and it's going to go down. Kind of like how it is right now.
Yeah, Jane saying, I get drowsy on the beach. I got an unpopular opinion of mine. You guys can have the beach and the water. Give me the mountains.
And the lakes and the rivers.
Give me the mountains. CGC, big reversal here in those pot names. Is this across the board here? Let's check Tilray. This also trading up here. Sundial's trading up. ACB looks like a pot wide bounce to the highs. So pot's getting high here today for sure.
Where you at, Wisdom?
Oh, Wisdom's here. He's thinking, therefore he is.
Yeah. But you're saying, I mean, whenever we mention that he's always there with the 420 comments. Don't let me
Mountains
down.
All the way. That's what I'm talking about. Voodoo, 21 days till I splash my boat. Oh, I know you're counting that down. I like to go for a boat ride on Lake Michigan with you. That'd be a lot of fun, Voodoo.
This went on a pot tune.
I don't even know what you're saying.
Wisdom. There, I just accidentally came up with an awesome business plan. Pontoon boats. You smoke weed on them. They're called pontoon boats.
Oh, that's actually not bad, Wisdom. That's a business idea. That is a new business idea for Wisdom. The pontoon boats. Just, oh man. Now we're coming up with ideas here.
Anyway, I was just going to say I went on a pontoon boat this weekend at Lake Conroe. So that was a nice.
CCJ that's making a move back to 50. Pot tunes. ACRV Wiz, this was a good one. This pretty orderly here. And with this being a $10 stock, we're not talking about just 10 cents here. Good stuff on this one.
Oh yeah, let's see what upside targets we can draw from this one. Oh, yesterday this one was up. Oh yeah, this is the one that was curling all morning, and then it finally broke out and went up to 1190 before turning red. I remember this one now.
Yep, and this was the one that stayed in that range. I actually still have the range marked off here, right? Eventually, we did take out that 1097 or 11, whatever you want to call it. We were just above it briefly. Here it is, though. Looks like we're going to try and go back for that one.
Serve calzones on the bush.
Hey, look, man, I ain't gonna talk bad about a calzone. All right, calzones are delicious.
Yeah, ACRV. That I think 11 was the big number for it yesterday, because it hammered that in the morning. It got to 11:02, and then it just spent most of the morning just kind of making a big old cup, and then it finally broke out. I think I even mentioned that in happy hour chat. That was a good trade.
ICCT still hanging at the VWAP here. ENTX moving higher. Tisha, this broke away from its VWAP here. TSHA.
Pot-infused calzones. You'll never stop eating.
You guys are goofy. IFBD did lose the VWAP there. How's WNW doing? Boy, this thing really can't get going. Maybe it'll get going in the afternoon. We'll see. NA pushed away from its VWAP to the downside.
Yep. Trying to curl, but I'm not really having the most enthusiasm for that one right now.
Wisdom, I'll be honest, if you're trying to infuse me with cannabis so that you can eat me, I am extremely worried about you. Just saying. Just throwing it out there, my man. By the way, those pot names. Okay, so maybe we're getting some resistance here. Is this the first decent pullback CGC has had here today?
Well, let's see what's causing the pullback. Maybe there's a level that some of these hit. Let's see.
ESGM. MRIN's going. Smoked tuna. Yeah, here we go. So that penny stock, and up there near the highs. Tech. Lion, you piked this one. It's a good looking daily chart here on Tech. Jay Rice, didn't you mention Tech like a long time ago? I feel like we talked about Tech before. I feel like somebody brought this up, but I can't place it.
With CGC in particular, I'd say that 1020 might provide the largest resistance level. We might just be getting some temporary selling in CGC, in CGC. But if this continues to move up past 10, I'd be careful of 1020. IFBD has broken down. ADIL still trying to decide if it wants to take two or continue to lose it.
MDIA trying once again for that upside break and rejected back to the VWAP, literally as I'm talking. Here's CXAI. Let's see if this is curling up here. Looking at this 15-minute chart here, 550 might be a next resistance area. We're currently at 5. Yeah, I know I gave some of that profit back on WNW smoke tuna, but I am not going to be a BSGM bag holder. Not today. Not today, my friend.
Yeah, BSGM really did. It just pretty much did what I was talking about. The longer we're up here and not making those, getting to those targets, people are just going to get bored. There's some boredom for you right there over the past 10 minutes.
UNH lower. Humana the opposite. Humana higher. Humana's trying to go higher here.
It's had a lot of weakness lately.
It sure has. Several legs down, too. Delta was on CNBC. The Delta CEO was on CNBC. Actually, Delta Q1. So they had earnings this morning. They're given the Q1 stats here. Positive domestic passenger revenue. Okay. Delta's like holding higher here, but I mean, fractionally.
That daily chart.
Yeah, here's what 13's looking at, folks.
Yeah.
This is where we really want to break out of here on Delta. Next area, this puts us at 60, I think. If we can really kind of chop this 50 area out, I think we probably go 60 next. Consolidate all the way up to 60.
What does that 50 handle look like in terms of orders? Not really anything that I can see yet. But
you don't see anything yet?
I bet they'd start to show up the closer we get.
Yeah, that happens on my broker as well. I wonder what that is, by the way. No, I can't just see the full book.
Let's see if Chevron can.
I just got to say,
price.
chat, you guys did an excellent job bringing up calzones, making everybody hungry. I wonder if this chat is going to be responsible for a bump in calzone sales today, because judging by what I'm seeing in the chat, it sure seems like that is the case. I can't do a calzone unless it's dinner because I'll just get sleepy in the afternoon.
I'll just fold a pizza in half and call it good.
There you go. Doesn't Pizza Hut do that? Didn't they call it something?
I don't.
I feel like we saw commercials for that. They like
I don't know. It's
Pizza
Pizza Hut. It's Pizza Hut.
Yeah.
You know,
Okay.
if I'm going to buy a pizza from a place, it's going to be from Costco.
Pick up some Ozempic futures.
LLY. There you go.
Speaking of some of those semaglutides, the serious discussion on how, fast food prices going up. It's almost the cost of going to, like a lower tier restaurant. And if more people start getting on semaglutides, it's going to make them sick if they're eating that stuff. I think there's actually a trade to be made there, like at McDonald's as a potential short, for example. If Ozempic starts to proliferate, just an idea in there.
Yeah. What was the? Let's see. We were talking about that. Well, I guess we were talking about it on the restaurant front because there were certain income earners that are getting kind of priced out of being able to eat out of restaurants. I think there was it was under 100K. You're not seeing families eat out as much. If they bring in over 100K, those are the ones you're seeing in the restaurants. You're going to probably end up seeing more of the and this is why we got into Hormel and ConAgra and all them. You're probably going to end up seeing more of those make it home plays, the packaged and processed foods from those companies as we get into more in recessionary environment.
Yeah, and Jay here is saying Applebee's might be cheaper than McDonald's now. What kind of world do we live in if that is the case? And to be clear, I think Jay might be right. If he's not right, it is really close. Like, because they're even Applebee's is picking up an advertising campaign on that. Yeah, here it is. Buzz Lightyear, thank you. The Pizza Hut calzones are pizzones. that is actually what they're called.
Fire their marketing team.
Oh man, I'm doing a lot of laughing here this morning. That is
MSGM.
Good.
I'm sorry to interrupt, but MSGM has got new intercession highs.
How is Kava here? Market Sniper mentioning Kava. So we're all out here talking about calzones. Kava here, that Mediterranean restaurant, higher here, $63. This is a great move off that 40 handle. Sorry, it was BSGM that you were mentioning? 13?
No, MSGM.
MSGM, excuse me.
It just had a volume pop over the past 10 minutes or so. It's kind of coming back in though, so it might not be worth watching. But it just kind of showed up on my radar as having a move.
Gerald, Costco is no longer just a shopping experience. It is a destination. We can make a whole day out of a Costco shop and end it with $1.50 hot dogs and drink. So first of all, a couple of things there. It sounds to me like Costco needs to add a slide or some type of water park for the little kids. Put it in the back corner there to keep them busy. Maybe the way that, or maybe the reason that it takes a whole day is because it is absolutely jammed in there, and it takes a whole day to actually get your stuff and check out. But ending it with that $1.50 hot dog, I'm partial to the $1.99 pizza slice.
MDIA, we get some volume expansion in this. We're going to try for 517 again.
This is really flagging up here around 5. I got to think that 5 falls at some point here if it keeps banging on this and doesn't break down.
Yeah, it's going to either, I mean, it has to make this this breakout move at some point, or traders are going to get tired of waiting for it to make that move, and they're just going to leave. All right, so ADIL still not able to curl all the way up yet, but it's going sideways, so that's good.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I think ADIL, I think the move has already been put in. Nice to see it not completely break down, though.
Yeah, that's kind of why I think that we might be still be able to get something out of this later on in the day. Might not be while we're on the show, but it might be later on in the day. We could see this curl back up and get back above 275.
Smoke Tuna saying MDIA always knifes, so be careful.
Have your stop ready.
Isn't this what it did yesterday?
Let's see.
Yes.
Well,
look.
yeah.
This is yesterday's chart. We kind of just traded up along the VWAP and then bang, knife. You know what though? We came back. I wouldn't want to hold through this, but didn't completely come all the way back in.
It's looking pretty good at the moment. There we go. MDIA. And there's a lot of size at 515, so maybe start taking profit.
This is it, yeah. See if this is the pop here. Easy Mike, what's going on, man? Good morning. Smash up the like for our guy Easy Mike. You like how that rhymes?
Oh, Lion Atlas, I'd love to taste
your calzone. Yeah, dude, I would for sure try one of your calzones. But again, I would do it for dinner, not for lunch. I don't want to be sleeping in the afternoon. I would like calzone? To try that, though. Say again?
I was just asking if he makes a breakfast calzone.
Bitcoin. This morning we saw Bitcoin sell off, really kind of lost that 69K handle, sold all the way down to 68. It is back. So Bitcoin buyers stepped back in there. Did we also see gold trading up here today?
Yeah.
Yeah. So gold, interestingly enough, gold and Bitcoin, a similar looking chart. I know this is the Spider Gold Trust here, but weakness early, bought back to balance so far.
There goes MDIA, new highs. Now we can get a pull.
MDIA.
Mm-hmm.
So you're expecting a pullback here. Let's see if we get that. Is the pullback buyable if we get it? That's the question.
I don't know. I mean, it might run some
more.
I'm
just looking ahead.
The next upside target I have is 565. Don't even know if we'll get up there, but it's hanging in there. So,
Jay Summers, spending more than 15 minutes at a Costco is more than enough to want to escape from that madness. When I am really cooking, I can get my entire Costco trip down to 15 minutes, including the checkout. But the stars have to align for that to be the case. But I tell you what, man, walking out to the car and it's not even 10 a.m. and you're like, all right, my big errand is done. The crowd is behind me. That is a good feeling.
The one you guys were talking about earlier, IINN, has a nice formation here, like a
and it's holding the VWAP.
Mm-hmm. So that one maybe worth keeping an eye on for some upside.
Jay mentioned to us earlier, Meta went green. Meta is holding that, going green here. This is interesting to me because some of the other tech names, Apple has not gone green yet. Netflix, although it's close, has not gone green yet. Let's check some of the other big tech names. Google, same deal, not green yet here. Amazon, close, but not quite there. So it sure seems like Meta leading that group there.
Beach Bum Trading asking, do you think that the Bank of Japan will intervene on the yen soon? My understanding is Japan wants they want their income earners to have strong wages, and gosh, I wish Tom was here with us because he could explain this better than I could. But my understanding is that they're looking for wage growth activity in Japan. They want the consumer to be strong in Japan. I know that doesn't answer your question though, so I couldn't give you a better answer. But my understanding is, yeah.
So real quick here, I'd like to get the group's opinion on this. Let's take a look at this. I got to get the right screen here. Look at Pan W here. So we've talked about Pan W and possibly playing this off the 200. We had an epic bounce play on this first one with the Pelosi push. Now that we've kind of drifted back in towards the 200 day, we broke beneath it. We've now reclaimed it. We got a close above it yesterday. Looks like we're going to get a close above it today. What do we think here for a potential long swing Pan W?
Give me 1 second. I'm looking at something.
I'll be honest, guys. I was just talking about how it's difficult to find things. I kind of like this setup. on PanW.
Sorry, I'm just kind of
All good, dude.
Looking at what Cooler's doing right now. It's still trying to get back up to a dollar, but hasn't been successful yet.
PanW to 303. I mean, look, that's the 100-day moving average. Maybe we actually have that 50 kind of converging to that 100. This silver. What? God help. What is this cross when the 50 goes through the 100 to the downside? It's not the death cross because that's 200.
50 through the 100? I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know
I thought there was a name for that. Someone help me out here. 50 DMA through 100 DMA downside.
It's a death cross if it goes to the 200.
Yeah, that's exactly.
If the 20 crosses up,
I thought there was a name
50,
for this one because there's like a silver cross and a golden cross. Wasn't there a downside?
I don't know if there's any other crosses.
Yeah, maybe.
Those three.
Larry Brock, I entered PanW put spread yesterday that Anne Marie provided. It's making money. Okay. So did you, I can't remember, did you sell that or did you buy that put spread? You must have sold it, right? Because we're trading up here and you're positive. I think that's how it's got to get going there. Larry, Anne Marie's sharp though. You know what, Larry, between you and me, I probably should have taken the trade too. I didn't because I was just running the show. I should have. It was stupid. A David Cross? No, see, we're getting all the names. That's the 200 guys.
David Cross. Yeah, I guess Cooler had some more news this morning. Interesting.
Kind of interested in PanW. I'm not gonna lie.
ADIL might be recovering. This is the biggest green candle they've put in, or tried to put in so far. Since we've been, we've been down here. Time to buy up some of the longer term holds. IBM's a good one. Carmen, I like IBM, not just because of the dividend, but it is kind of one of those under the radar AI plays. They've had AI for a while.
I was going to say, don't we call this a legacy AI play?
Sure. Call whatever you want.
I think Jay Rice liked IBM too. We've talked about IBM quite a bit. This has been a happy hour favorite.
Yeah, it's just the thing is that it's been on a hell of a run, and this would be probably one of the better ones to consider getting the dip on. I certainly do want this lower, but because look at this thing since November, this thing has just been absolutely ripping. But it does look like it needs to come back down. See, right now we have one of your floating islands with IBM, so if we do get some downside, we'd be filling that gap to about 175. ADIL, we're looking pretty decent here. Need to get back up to that VWAP.
Here's what 13 was just talking about. Here is that island here. What's so great about this is that we actually back tested the bottom of this and then went higher. Now that we were through, I'd like to see this get recaptured, frankly. I'd like to see this 50-day get recaptured in the next day or two here.
Because that would be in keeping with the island pattern.
Yep.
Okay.
Bingo.
ADIL.
All right, MDIA getting mentioned, folks.
Let's see what's up with
MDIA.
Yes.
Yeah, look, it did break out. It break out.
That's what we were looking for. This is that's what we wanted to see. So I wasn't in this, so unfortunately I missed it. I'm working on ADIL. But hey, great job. This is what I was talking about with MDIA. It did it. 565 is the upside target I have. If the volume keeps up, we'll get up there. Blue skies to 565. Yeah, probably. Yeah, I agree. I mean, well, I don't know if it's just going to run like that. We still need to have the volume and the buyers, but I think, yeah, you're right that 565 is the upside level that we're looking for. Doing pretty good. Still putting in new highs. 539. All right. Now, I know we haven't been talking about NA for a bit, but it's getting down to a level where it could get some support. So if it's going to get support here at 185, it could turn around. Otherwise, it's going to go down to 175 and maybe lower. ICCT breaking down.
Laura, if you're still out there, let me know. Go ahead and try and refresh your Pro platform. Hot fix for that code issue was just released. Take care of yourself, Wiss. Are you going to play golf ahead of the Masters? If so, go low. Have fun.
Yeah, Lionel. Chevron's just. I think Chevron's probably one of the best oil retailers out there. They do a lot of other stuff. They're looking into geothermal energy. I think they're a pretty good play. Long, short. I mean, not long term, short term. They're good. One of my favorite oil companies. MDIA, we got up to 549.
Accenture rolling over to the lows. Let's take a look at MDIA.
ADIL starting to curl. Ooh, this is good stuff today, guys.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, there was definitely more action than it looked like from the pre-show fist fight this morning. I thought we were in trouble. I didn't think there was going to be a whole lot going on.
A lot of dip buying.
Hopefully, we're going to be at 11 here. We're going to be turning it over to Zunaid for futures fever. So hopefully Zunaid is finding some stuff in the futures market to trade. Looks like Lion Atlas taking Pan W for a swing here.
Yep. Airship, INN. Some of these that we've been trading not looking too great at the moment.
No, maybe we're getting that dry up period. We've talked about that before too.
Yeah, I think people are starting to make lunch plans.
Yeah, I think IFBD might be coming back in. Market coming back in here too. Across the board, SPY, NASDAQ, Dow, all coming in a little bit. Dow doing it the slowest.
It's okay. It's been we've been having some rips this morning. Probably some temporary pullback. What could we draw from the SPY news? Okay. I wonder how the price cuts. I'm sorry, the watch tool is looking at probabilities for a June cut. Let me take a look at that.
Oh, the Fed watch tool.
Mm-hmm. Because it was interesting after we got Powell's speech, it went higher. So let's see what it's doing now. Come on. Okay. So that is a big reversal.
So no.
Well, here's the thing. It went from yesterday. It was a 56% probability that we'd get a 25 basis point cut. Now it's down to 20.
Real quick, here's that knife that Smoke Tuna was talking about earlier on MDIA. We did end up getting it. How about that, Smoke Tuna? It's almost like you've seen this happen before or something.
Let me pull up MDIA because I did trade that. Not in it when that knife happened, but I want to see just how nimble I was.
And it's halted. Is that true?
Halted to the downside, really?
Christoph? Yes. Yeah, it
is.
Great call. That might be it.
So, looks like it's, and don't get excited, Wisdom. Looks like it's headed back down to 420.
And don't get excited.
No, I'm just kidding.
You tell him not to get excited.
Get excited. I'm just
an
kidding.
invite to get excited. You're basically saying, okay, I'm going to say something now, and you're going to get excited about
it. Bears and MGIA take to the window. Hey, look, he's flying. Oh, no, he's falling. ADIL. I think this one's going to try to curl still. It's looking all right. Like it wants to recover. All these other ones, though, not looking great. Okay, well, I don't have a whole lot right now.
I got nothing. We got the MDIA halt.
Yeah, so I guess, yeah, it's good advice.
Tisha, TSHA, this is kept moving. I don't see new entry here, though. Yeah, and Smoke Tuna, I'm with you on that ADL. The longer it does this, the longer it just kind of goes sideways. 2 p.m. becomes more and more of an important time there because we've seen a number of these stocks really just kind of go nuts in the afternoon after really just being
tired
and dry. Yeah, tired's a really good word in the beginning of the day here. So we'll see. Jonathan saying his scanner is dry. Mine too.
That's okay. Well, hey, this is a great opportunity for you guys to stand up, stretch your legs, go do something else, you know.
Yep. I might take a page out of Zunaid's book and get some steps in when we're done here, when he's doing Futures Fever, holding down the fort for everybody. I have to go do some steps.
Yeah, I think I'll do that too. I'm just going to go for a little walk and, you know, contemplate the trades I did.
Contemplate the trades. We got a big thinker over here, dude.
Jesus, wisdom. That's an easy problem to fix, dude. Oh man, what a! I'm just gonna keep patting myself on the back for some. I was adding this morning on the way down, and hitting 10 was just awesome. That was great. I was a little irritated earlier because it went down to 15, and I didn't get a fill of one of my orders down there. So it's like I was complaining about that to you, right?
ADIL right. Starting to break away.
Yeah.
Careful here at that 190 spot.
180 is the support level that I have that's next. So if it breaks down through there, then it's going to get ugly.
Watch that 190 spot in ADIL. No, Richard or Russell, excuse me. I'm not saying that that's what's going to happen. Well, one of the things that we've seen with some of these junkier, smaller names, when they have action like this, like they had a nice little push in the morning, then they kind of flag like this. It looks like the trade is just kind of over, and then all of a sudden something will happen in the afternoon and start to drive it. And I think that's what Smoke Tuna was saying. Keep an eye, as long as this doesn't break down, keep an eye on that because you might have something like that happen later today. We'll see.
Shaking out those weak hands.
Adel, the catalyst is weak indeed. And I also think this, like I said, to me, this is not along until it gets above the VWAP at all. And we keep seeing these huge offers come in here, and they don't look great.
I mean, the news is okay with ADIL, but you know, it's just a publication. And if they actually have, have something they can, get revenue on, because I think this is a huge deal. If what their treatment works, I think that could be a big deal. But we're only talking about a publication. Okay, so unless a bunch of volume comes in here all of a sudden with ADIL, this is looking like it's going to head to 180.
Okay, let's get Zunaid on here. We're almost ready for Futures Fever. Zunaid, are you good, dude? There he is, dude. He's good. How you doing?
Good. What's up?
We are out here trying to make the most of a rather.
It's more like, it's more like what's down, really.
Yeah, I know. It isn't looking pretty. But I'm just pulling up my charts here. But yeah, any final thoughts from you two?
Well, be careful on days like this. We I don't think that this downside move is over quite yet. We could get some pullback. We could get some buyers to come in, but just be careful. Stay vigilant.
Yeah, amen to that. Don't be greedy is my one thing, and I'll share why here in a second. But appreciate y'all for hanging out.
No problem. See you later,
Take care of
guys.
yourself.
See
Enjoy the
ya.
Masters, folks.
Yep. Now, folks, we typically, I do have a guest coming on today. Let me go ahead and change the branding up a little bit. Oh, wrong show. There we go. That's fine with me. We do have a guest coming on today. And, usually we have folks that have earned a lot of money that go ahead and join us, right? It's like, oh, hey, here's how much money I earned with Apex. Here's my trading journey, and all that good stuff. Today, we're going to have a different guest. I don't want to say his name because I don't know if he prefers to go by that name or what. I'll have him introduce himself later on when he joins in about 10 minutes or so. But, I reached out to this person because I liked his content. I liked the way that he was trading, and he always was transparent about his trades, whether he won or lost. And I reached out to him, and he mentioned that, hey, look, I'm not, the greatest trader, so I'm not sure what value I can provide. And I told him that's the beauty of it, because one, we're authentic on this show, on any show that we do here at Benzinga. I hope we are. And two, let's be honest, from the, folks that are watching on Twitter and YouTube, the 1,300 of you, not all of us are profitable. Majority of us are not profitable. We're trying to be. So I think it's kind of cool to hear from someone who is on that journey and trying to make it themselves. Speaking of being on that journey, here's where we are on the NQ, right? You have here's where I messed up. I went long here. I'll just actually. Here's where I got greedy, chat. And by the way, before I go ahead and do this, let me just go ahead and tell the folks what it is that Apex is. It's a prop firm, right? Where you go through an eval phase, you get 80% off right now. You can scan the QR code, link in the description, or just type in the promo code Fever, and it helps us out, helps me out. And once you get through the eval phase of it, you have all these different plans. I personally have the $50,000 plan, which I'll show here in just a minute, if I can find it. If it's a part of the $50,000 plan, all you have to get profit is $3,000, drawdown of $2,500, which is what I have done. Now, once you do that, then you get what's called a funded account. And here's the trade that I took earlier, right? I bought one contract. Now, this is on a funded account. This is not real money, but it's a funded account, however you want to see that. I purchased it here at 163. Now you can see 163. Am I getting a phone call? Yes, it says scam likely. I'm not picking that up. From 163, it went as high as 70 points. Okay, 70 points. Now each point at the NQ is 20, 70. I was up $1,400 and I did not take it. And what ended up happening? I got stopped out for about $250, $300. Should I have taken those gains? Yes. Why didn't I? Because a part of me wanted to get to hear about this 250 area, and I wanted to kind of go for a home run swing. It was silly. It was dumb of me, clearly. But, we're always transparent with you on this show, so I wanted to communicate that as well. It was terrible. I mean, my risk was about, let's just call it $300, right? My risk was about, actually, no, I think my risk was about $400. Yeah, let's say my risk was $400. I met the 1-to-1. I met the 2-to-1. I even met the 3-to-1. And I didn't take it. Now, yes, I was, on calls and busy, but it's also not like I set my targets right there. So can't blame anyone but me. But I just wanted to communicate that today I was greedy. And, I've got, 4 funded accounts. This one's down. As you can see, I just took the L. If I had gotten the green light, if I did get profits, this would be close to break even. But I do have, we should have more. I guess it's still processing, but I have at least 3 funded accounts that will take time to generate, I guess. I've already paid for them and stuff. So that's what we're going to try to trade. We're going to try to see what we can go ahead and plan out. And we're going to talk some levels as well. So here are the levels that I had drawn out before the numbers came out this morning anyway. And you can see we did pretty well. And my biggest trade that I wanted to take was here at this VWAP test, right? Unfortunately, I had my trade right around here. Like I wanted to go ahead and get filled right here at around the whole number area. As you can see, this 15-minute candle didn't do it. Then it went down. Now, I am always the believer that, hey, the first test is the best test, right? So I would prefer to go ahead and get the first fill instead of the second fill. Since I didn't get that, I canceled my trade. In hindsight, I should have kept it because look how like it worked out every single time. Here's where it didn't. So, you know, missed one trade because I didn't get filled, played the second trade horribly. And, you know, Quantum is saying, please do your due diligence on prop firms. I like to check BBB, Trustpilot reviews, and maybe some prop firms need to clean up their act. I agree. It seems like a lot of prop firms, you know, in the FX world and also some in the future side have unfortunately had mismanagement. You can always, and I'm glad you brought that up because here's what you can do. If you go all the way down, I believe they have profits or payouts or something. Here you go. You can click on payouts and you can see all the payouts that have been processed by Apex, right? And I know there is a awesome YouTuber out there by TBM. I believe it stands for Trades by Matt, right? Something like that. He is also somewhere on here. Again, I don't know exactly. Let's see. TBM. Oh, TBM. Let's see if we can find him real quick. I don't want to spend too much time on this, but I do want to, what Quantum is saying is absolutely correct. You want to be mindful of where your money is going. Dang, they just pay out so many people. It's tough to find. Okay, maybe I won't find it. I'll spend under 30 seconds on this. All right, let's see if it's lucky 7 and then I'm done. All right, well, he's shown it on his YouTube that he's a profitable trader and he's cashed out and, you know, he's shown proof of all of that. But anyway, you can see exactly who's gotten paid out and how much amount they've been paid out. And you can see here, you've got some solid people that have gotten paid out $300,000, give or take. But I will say this, read the rules, right? Make sure that you're not just trying to hit home runs or anything like that because you will not get paid out. There's a 30% consistency rule. So people aren't just getting a funded account and then YOLOing into CPI and then now they're up 200 grand, you can cash out. This isn't a gambling thing. This is to help you trade consistently and profitably. Cool. Now that I'm done with my monologue, let's go ahead and check out some charts on our side. All right. So obviously we are in a downturn. You've got lower highs. Oop. Boy, I really suck at doing these, don't I? Right, so you've got lower highs and you've also got kind of lower lows as well. Now here, though, we've found support nicely. So the question becomes, is this going to stay as support, the 180.55? That's the line in the sand for me. If you really want to go gung-ho short, if you want to, matter of fact, we've tested this level about 4 times now on the daily. I guess maybe more, like you're not more than that here, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 times we've held on to this level. And, you know, on the Qs, you'll see something similar, except obviously Qs will have a bit more gappiness to it because it doesn't include after hours trading or anything like that. It's part of it. So that's what I'm kind of taking a look at the NQ. I really am going to try to, I have a couple grand in my actual like funded, like, you know, my own personal money. Sorry, I just got an email and I always get sidetracked. You guys know me. And I'm going to try to just swing, you know, just be like, you know what, if I lose $500, $600, $1,000, whatever, like it, you know, it's okay. But anyway, this is what I'm looking at the NQ. Are there any levels that y'all see that you feel like, hey, is worth mentioning out here? By the way, I took this short on NVIDIA. I am very happy with it. It was a 4-hour chart play. So, you know, I saw the trend lines here, tested again. Then right around here, was it on? Yeah, it was right here that I went ahead and purchased April 19th. I believe it was 850 puts. And then I sold on Monday morning when we opened. Obviously, hindsight, I would have loved to kind of hold on to it. Actually, no, I'm sorry. I sold them yesterday, but I didn't sell them all the way down at like here, right? Like the 830s. I sold them at around like 850s. I sold it right around here, and then it dipped another 20 points. Hindsight, right? But anyway, you can see NVIDIA is right back up. We'll see if it can get above this 884, 885 level, because you've got resistance there, and then you also have the trend line that acted as resistance last time, and we'll see if it comes back up. A lot of people don't like it. Oh, look at that. I just got another funded account. So you can see I have one here, two there. I can refresh this, and it should go ahead and pop up with the third one. And there it is. Cool. Yeah, appreciate it, man. We will always be honest. How to verify if what they post is audited? So that's a great question, Tuna. The way that I do it is kind of how I talked about, right? There's a trader out there on YouTube called Trades by Matt, and he talks about, hey, I took this much out, and then I go to that payout page and I check, okay, cool. Is that listed on there? Yes, it is. Cool. So anytime I see traders that say they've been paid out, I go to that thing and verify that it shows up on there and that it's legit. And so that's kind of how it is. And I think the best way, obviously, is for me to get my shit together and for me to be trade profitably, so that I can tell you guys that, hey, I got paid out, right? There's a lot, and I'm hoping that by the end of April, I can cash out at least $500. I've been saying that, but I just unfortunately don't stay disciplined. Asian Hustle, if you're ready to go, you can just give me a thumbs up and I can go ahead and bring you on. You can just give me a thumbs up like that whenever you're ready. Can you hear me all right? We can't hear you yet because you're not live, but I need you to give me a thumbs up if you want to come on the show. All right, perfect. There you go. What's going on?
Hey, what's going on? How are you doing?
I am good. I'm happy to have you here. I told our viewers that, when I reached out to you, talked about, hey, not exactly the most refined trader and that we prefer to just be authentic, because let's be honest, a lot of our viewers aren't profitable. I am not profitable in the funded account side. I am in the stocks and options, but not in the future side of things. So I appreciate your genuine authenticity for who you are and the type of journey you're on at the moment.
Hey, no problem. Thank you for inviting me today.
Yeah, absolutely. So when we talked about it, you currently are you going through the process of getting funded through the eval phase, or have you already had funded accounts? Like, where are you at on your journey?
So I've had several funded accounts in the past, maybe like 4 funded accounts, but I did take one payout in the past, about 2000, and then obviously I blew it.
Yeah.
And right now I did get funded again, so I am trading on one funded account and one eval.
That's awesome, dude. So that payout was through Apex, or?
Oh, yep.
Okay, that's cool, man. Well, congrats on that. See, look at that. We were just talking about like, how do we know people get paid out and stuff like that. And I talked about the payouts page, but did you trade today at all? Because I want to also talk about trades and kind of like what you like to look at charts and stuff. As a matter of fact, if you want to share your charts, you can hit the present button on the bottom, and then it'll say share screen, and you can share like a Chrome tab, aka like your trading view.
Sure.
If you want to, and we can just kind of talk some stocks or futures, I guess.
Yeah, I actually did take 2 trades today.
Okay.
Let me just go
while you
down.
do that, I'll go over what I was looking at, and whenever your charts are ready, we can pull yours up, man. I'm happy to have you here. So, chat, like I was saying, you've got 18,050, right around here as your support. So this is where things are holding up. If this breaks, then I think things get interesting to the downside, as this has been holding on to support for at least about a month, all the way going back to March 15th. Let's see what's going on in the ES side of things. Remove my drawings. Kind of a similar story here. Again, you obviously have lower highs, right? So 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, and I see you just shared something, so I can pull it up here in a minute. Cool. You ready for me to share your charts, or share the Tradevate that you shared? Okay. By the way, you can see your whole window, so just FYI on that.
Yeah, it's all good.
Okay, just making sure. All right, talk to us. What are we looking at?
All right, so it was a really quick trade that I took today, this morning around 7:35. Well, I'm in the West Coast, so this is West Coast time. And this was a little quick scalp off this wick right here. And usually right now I'm focusing on this sort of like a super scalping strategy that I'm doing on. and it's just taking like these pullbacks and then just going in for this quick pop. And I usually, well, on eval, I go with 5 contracts on NQ minis.
Yeah.
And on the eval, yeah, this was a quick win. This was probably like a 3-second trade. I'm probably going to go over a recap later, but essentially, my strategy is pretty much looking at like the manipulation highs and lows. So anything that breaks the swing high and swing low, and then in continuation of that trend. And then I'll just take a trade on the 30% Fibonacci level.
Yeah.
And I did that on this one and a different prop firm, and that was on a funded account, and both came out on win. Couple second trade on that one as well.
Where was your stop loss? So like how many points were you looking for when you were trying to enter there? Because it's a quick scalp. You said it's like 3 seconds or so. What, by the way, you've got a fan in the chat that says they love seeing your YouTube shorts, which is how I found you. So that's awesome to see that you've got some.
Thank you.
You've got some fans out there. So yeah, talk to me in terms of like how many points were your stop loss, your take profit, and did you kind of already have it set, or were you just kind of manually doing it?
Yeah, so I actually always set my brackets. As you can see here, I usually set 21 ticks in profit and 20 ticks in stop loss. I tried 20 ticks, 1-to-1 risk to reward, but you got to make up for that commission on the 5 NQs. So I'm trying 21 ticks right now, and it's working out pretty well. I mean, this one came out pretty green. The other trade that I took on a funded account, that came out green as well, but that one's on 2 mini contracts, so that's $200 win on 21 ticks. So yeah, that's pretty much the gist of my strategy.
I gotcha. What's your trading style? Is that typically kind of like what you explained, or do you have like a bunch where I know you mentioned the fibs, you've got the 30%, I believe is what you mentioned there. And that's a question from Quantum, especially because, what I mentioned earlier was when you have people try to hit home runs, then they're like, oh, hey, hold on, you have to be consistent, right? I know that's something that Apex preaches to make sure that you're not just trying to game the system, right? You want to have a fair playing style for both ways. So like, what are your other systems that you like to have? Are you looking at you always looking at like the 1 minute, the 5 minute, or what are you rocking with?
So I've been trading with 1 to 2 minute primarily. That's where I take my entries, and I'll take like 5 minute and 15 minute on the side to kind of like gauge the short-term trend. So for right now, I've stepped down to a 15-second chart, as you can see here.
Oh, wow. Okay.
That's kind of where I'm comfortable right now. I've tried 30 seconds to 15 seconds. I mean, they both work, but I feel like 15 second, I can find more setups.
Yeah.
And when the setup is there, it's pretty clear. Like, for example, this trade that I took. So at this time, we were sort of in this choppy range, but that doesn't really matter to me because I'm trying to look for that quick pop. And that's kind of what I'm trying to focus on, just getting that quick pop on choppy ranges or like even trends. But in terms of the overall trend, we had this CPI data news, and then, we kind of pulled back, and looks like we're continuing down. But at this time, I did take I believe this was a long trade because we were in a short-term uptrend. And for here, so we had this swing low here, and then this swing high. Anything that has like a candle low next to the candle high like this, this creates a swing. So for me, I wanted to see a sweep of this high and then low. So we sweep the high here, and then essentially we sweep this low right here. So this swing high, swing low, sweeped it, and then sweeped it again. And then once we come up and break this, the recent swing high, that's when I look to take a trade when it retraces back to 30%. And as you can see, it kind of like chopped up and then came back 30%. It literally tapped it, got out in a couple seconds.
Gotcha.
But in terms of, all my trading plays, that's kind of what I'm only doing. I used to just work on like, taking support or resistance plays or, supply and demand, but hasn't worked out for me yet.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the 15-second chart is insane. That's I guess some people also look at different type of tick charts to have the same type of movement, but that's pretty cool. For me, what I like to do is kind of chart on the 4 hour, and then I'll go down to the 15 to kind of really see where things are at. But what I need to learn is maybe do that, but also take my entries at like the 1 minute or the 5 minute, especially if I'm looking for a quick 12-point move or something in that manner. Looks like I just got another funded account with that. Let me see. So it's 1, 2, 3. I'm going to refresh my page real quick and see if we get another one. I just get these emails whenever my, it takes a minute to kind of process, and there we are. So have you ever tried to like copy trade? That's the next thing I want to do, is like, now that I have like 4 funded accounts with them, and I hope to have more here by the end of the week or so. Have you ever tried copy trading?
I actually did. I copy traded 3 accounts. Unfortunately, I was in a little bit of a profit, and then I got greedy and I blew all of them. So
I shared how greedy I was. I was up about $1,400 on a trade, on a funded one, but it was like I was already in the drawdown, and it wasn't. I should have taken green, but that's a me problem there. What are some levels you're taking a look at now with the market kind of going the way that it is?
So right now, the significant level that I had it on my other chart, but then right now, looks like we're sort of bouncing off this level where we sort of wicked off, and we might be forming an uptrend, but that's on the 5 minute. That's a short-term uptrend. So right now, I possibly
because here's how I kind of see it, right? And I can share my charts here while you kind of interpret yours. We have the level that I talked about, the 180.50, right? And then you had support for a while, which was at this 18.250, and now we're kind of tested it, missed it by about maybe 18 points, and then we came right back down. So I can see this 18.250 area being resistance, and then us coming back to maybe test the lows and break it, or at least go ahead and test it. So that's kind of what I have. And again, chat, this is the 4-hour chart that I have up at the moment is what I've got. You got anything kind of different?
So right now I'm actually seeing a setup form. You can see that we just tapped the 30% here again. Let's see, this might have been pretty much over. Oh no, we're almost there, but I probably would have taken a long position here at 30%. Yeah. We would have got filled in, but
your stop loss would have been where?
Stop loss would have been 18,144. As you can see the limit bracket orders. I haven't clicked on it yet, but that's probably where I would have taken a long entry. And that's only because, okay, there you go. I probably would have gotten out right there. So that's a quick 10-second win, I guess. But that's based on this 5 minute. You can see like, this is actually a Heikin-Ashi chart, by the way.
Right.
So I use Heikin-Ashi chart to just tell the quick trends that we're in. Because it takes the average of the 2 candles for those of you who don't know, and then it displays the price. But overall, we are in a bearish momentum, so I don't find long setups to be a high quality ones right now. So, thankfully this worked out, but we could just drop from here, so we never know.
Yeah, no, that would have been a sick trade for sure. Especially it looks like you replicated what you did earlier, right? With the fibs, came in on the 30% and it came right back up.
This was just a swing high, swing low, break of the swing high, break of this swing low, and then once we get above this, just wait for the 30% retracement. And we were in like slight drawdown here, so I mean,
and it's still holding. I mean, look at that. It's still kind of holding its level right to that 30% that you mentioned.
It's pretty crazy when I actually take the trade. Like I'm just hands free, and I kind of came to this strategy because I get really emotional during trades.
Yeah.
And I find myself, it's pretty hard to fix for me. So I feel like taking like bracket orders, I don't have to worry about my emotions taking over the trade. So which is a good thing.
Do you ever adjust your brackets though? Kind of like, how I did.
For me, 20 ticks, it happens so quickly. I don't really need to adjust.
That's fair.
Brackets.
Yeah. That's fair.
Yeah, it literally takes a couple seconds.
Especially with the movements that we have seen the past few days, and especially today, right? I think we dropped like 100 points in a matter of a minute and a half or so.
Oh yeah, that's crazy. Especially this drop here.
Give me 1 sec here. 1 moment. Let me. Do you ever trade stocks or anything like that, or is it just futures for you?
So I actually started off with penny stocks back in the days. That's how I actually got into day trading. And then from there, I moved on to options. Never got into large cap, just stock trading.
Yeah.
because you need that pattern day trading rule, and I know options have pattern day trading rule as well, but you can trade up to your cash
Right.
account balance, so
Yeah,
that's
for
a
the
good
day.
thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then from that, I mean, I made some money, but not too crazy. And then I pretty much quit day trading for a while, and that's kind of what I was doing for my YouTube channel. I've been just running like different side hustles and businesses that I share. And I actually got back into trading when I found out about prop firms. This was last year, June. So
Yeah.
when I found out about prop firms giving you free money to pretty much trade, I was pretty much mind blown and got back into trading.
Yeah. By the way, Quantum, you're totally fine. Listen, the reason we do the show is just to show what's available to people to use, right? It personally works for me. Looks like it works for Hustle here as well. By the way, what do you prefer to go by?
So my name's Tim.
Okay,
So
I
you can call me
I
Tim.
knew that. I didn't know if you wanted the world to know that, so I just introduced you as Asian Hustle.
Everything's transparent here.
I love it. Awesome, Tim. Yeah, so it works for me. Obviously, I need to get the payout, but I enjoy it, especially because I'm spending $200, $40 on the eval, $100 or so on the funded account, and it has a drawdown of 2,500. I'm happy with that. But Quantum, that's the thing, right? We don't ever want to force anyone. If it's not your style, dude, that's totally fine. You don't have to apologize. But Goober does want to know if you have any free Discords or where folks can find you. We've got a few minutes. If you want to plug yourself for right now, you can.
So I actually don't run any Discords. I don't feel like I have the authority to run any Discords right now because I'm not, consistently profitable. I do eventually want to open up Discord just to share ideas and, possibly, my trades live if you guys want to like learn from it.
Yeah.
But right now I'm on Instagram and YouTube. You can find me Asian Hustle on YouTube and also Asian Hustle on Instagram.
Awesome. Sweet. Well, we've got a couple more minutes here, man. Do you ever like chart the daily or anything like that at all? Or are you just always kind of looking intraday with those 15 seconds like you mentioned? Which, by the way,
I used to.
look at that, right? It just kind of has gone upside now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so you can see like this could have been like a turn in the table for the momentum. So we can see we were in the heavy downtrend, and then after this doji candle and then green candle on the Heikin-Ashi,
Yeah,
I'm pretty much suspecting that this is going to continue. And now we're above this key high on 15 seconds. But yeah, I don't actually look at the daily or 4-hour. I used to, but for this type of trading, it's such a quick pop, so you don't really need that long-term trend or bias, which is pretty convenient.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, look, I appreciate you for hanging out, man. Any final thoughts before we head out?
So if you're struggling or you're just starting out in your day trading career, just don't give up. I had to test gazillion things to come up with this strategy, and I still don't even know if it's profitable in the long run. My goal is to have profitable months for like 3 months, consecutive months, if I could. And that's when I'll probably gain confidence. But until then, I highly recommend just sticking with prop firms, simulator accounts, just sizing down. Don't size up like me. What I'm doing. This is just this type of strategy. I would normally do like, micros. So just keep going and just don't give up.
Awesome. Well, hey, man, I appreciate you for hanging out. Chat, thank you for hanging out with us again. Go and check out my man. He's got the YouTube link right there. Check him out on Instagram as well. And we will see y'all later on. Thank you so much, Tim.
Thank you. Have a good one.
See y'all, chat.